Good morning, student. Today I will revise the principles of insurance. As you know, there are six principles of insurance. Each principle of insurance is applicable for the particulars happening of a and if the happening of event belongs to the same categories, then the insurance company will pay the compensation amount to the insured. But if they not, then we shall discuss one by one. Look at that. The first principle of insurance is utmost good faith. This principle of insurance is a contract based on faith. The insured and the insurer must disclose all the material facts to each other, and both the parties should not hide any fact from the insurance company, and later on the insurer come to know about it. So here everything has to discussed between insurer and insured. Now second principle is insurable interest. Insurable interest must have an insurable interest in the subject matter of insurance policy. Without interest taking an insurance policy is a gamble and fraudulent activity, and law does not permit it. In case of life insurance, the insurable interest come with the relation of insured with the person taking insurance policy. Like a person can take life insurance policy for his spouse, for his or her children, but he cannot take insurance policy for the stranger. This is the insurable interest. Now third is indemnity. Principle of indemnity says that insurance is not a contract of making profit. The purpose of insurance is to bring back the insured in the same financial position as he was before the loss. Like a person insured his factory of rupees 2 lakh against fire. Due to fire, he suffered a loss of rupees 1 lakh. Then the insurance company will compensate him rupees 1 lakh only, and not to the policy amount, that is 2 lakh. It means the bring back to his own position as it was earlier. Now fourth, causa proxima. Causa proxima, according to this principle, the cause or reason for the loss must be related to the subject matter of the insurance contract. If loss is due to some other cause, then insurer can deny to pay the compensation. You can look at that example of it. If a person has taken marine insurance policy for sending the weight bags, and on the way if the rat spoil the weight, then no compensation will be given, because under marine insurance, cause of loss should be sea perils, not by rat. So now next, this is subrogation. According to this principle, after paying the compensation, the insurer steps into the shoes of the insured. In other words, when the insured is compensated for the loss or damage to the property insured by her or him, the right of ownership of such property passes on the insurer. This is also a corollary to principle of indemnity, because once compensation is given, later on, if insured realized some money by sale of damaged property, that will bring back profit for him. So it is not a matter of profit. So once you have paid by the insurance company, the assets and property now in the hand of insurance company, and that property you can not use, because if you will use that property again, then this will be the loss for the insurance company and you will earn profit. So this will violate the principle of yes. Now I am going to discuss the next principle, that is the contribution. Contribution means it is a corollary of principle of indemnity. According to this principle, if a person has taken more than one insurance policy for the same subject matter, then all the insurer will contribute the amount of loss and compensate him for the actual amount of loss. Separately, he cannot claim total loss from each insurer. The insurer contribute to the total loss in proportion to the amount assured by each. This was the principle of